What is up, everybody? Welcome to Better Off Reds. I am Cortland.
I am Justin.
And again, welcome to Better Off Reds, your, as of lately, pretty much weekly Reds talk show. I think
It's been 2 weeks since we did a live one, but we've
but
released
we
a
only did
few
it because
pre-recorded things.
we only did it because opening day. So
Yeah.
that was the only reason we missed. So as of right now, we're batting 2 for 2 technically. So yeah, be sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and your favorite podcasting apps. We go live every Thursday night at 8:30. The podcasts go up shortly after we are done, and the videos will go up on the platforms either that same night or the very next day. Justin, how have
Cortland.
you been?
Me. How have I been? I've been just swell. Just been working and living that family life, and baseball's back, so that's good. And we did start doing a few extra videos. We started doing season or series previews and recaps. I think we're gonna try to keep doing that.
Yeah.
So I had tickets for opening day, and I didn't get to go. So I then got tickets for yesterday's game, which, as I was driving the 2.5-hour drive to Cincinnati, I kept thinking it's not going to happen. It's going to get rained out. But I knew, with it being Nick Lodolo's first start in the majors, I knew I was going to try. So I went up there, upgraded my cheap seats to scout seats, and had a pretty good time. So weather for the most part was pretty nice. It started raining near the end, but it wasn't too bad. One thing I'll tell you, so I'm just going to kind of tell a funny story. Not that funny. But when I got to Newport on the levee, because that's where I park, it was starting to rain, and the game day bus wasn't running, and I didn't really want to walk across the bridge. So I decided I'm going to rent one of these Lime scooters that they have.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just zip over the bridge. I'll get wet, but I'll get there a lot quicker. I've never done this. If you don't know Cortland and I, which I don't think a lot of you do, we don't live in a big city like Cincinnati. We live in a smaller city, so we don't really have these scooters. I think Ashland does, but
maybe like
certain locations,
2 or 3 of them.
Yeah,
and your track record, I feel, with just like being a little like injury prone sometimes.
Yeah, I'm a little injury prone.
I'm just excited to see where this goes. So
yeah, okay. So I didn't get hurt. So
good.
So I rent one of these scooters and I zip across the bridge. And keep on, I know nothing about this. I know nothing about the laws or anything, the rules, regulations, whatever. So I actually zip over the bridge on the pedestrian walkway. So it's got this little bell, and I'm like, tring, 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 as I go past people so they don't walk out in front of me. And the entire time I'm riding this in the rain on the bridge on this narrow walkway, I keep thinking, oh, well, eventually I'm gonna wreck, bust my head open, and be in a coma. So I'm like, as I'm actively, because I'm driving across the bridge, I'm actively planning out my life after my coma, which is like the weirdest thing. So then I get over the bridge, not knowing any of the rules. I zip over to the stadium. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to park right by the stadium, kick the thing over, or kick the kickstand down in the ride, just walk right in. So I go like right up to the gate and I go to stop my ride and I go to end it. And it's like, oh, you can't park it here. And apparently there's a map that tells you there's like restricted zones. So I did not know this. And so I'm looking, I had to go all the way back to like the foot of the bridge and then still walk in the rain.
Jeez. So, oh my gosh. Like you had to go way down there.
It wasn't too bad. No, it wasn't too bad. But it was it was an adventure. One I would maybe do again if it wasn't raining. But you're supposed to drive those things on the road, which seems so dangerous, especially on that bridge.
To throw in a little tidbit here, me and Brian's dad, when we went to Baltimore a couple years ago, we did the Orioles stadium tour, Camden Yards, and we rode from our hotel in the Bay over to the stadium on those scooters, and like we were flying on the sidewalk. I mean, I don't know how you can ride it in the road, and I don't know if that was the law there, but the night before we saw people just zooming through the sidewalks, and like you'd have to just keep your head on a swivel or you would get absolutely blasted by one of those things. So we were flying. Luckily it was like 8 a.m, but there wasn't a ton of people out. But yeah, I would not feel comfortable driving the road, but I don't also feel comfortable driving it on the sidewalk either. So I mean,
I felt lose. At the foot of the bridge, so on the map there's red squares and that's where you can't park, and then there's yellow squares, and that's actually when like the speed of your scooter is reduced. Like they can limit the speed of the scooter in that zone, which is so neat. So I noticed at one point I was going through a crosswalk. I'm like, why am I going so slow? But then once I found out I was trying to park in an illegal zone, then that's what happened there. But it was fun. It was scary. I thought, Votto can ride into spring training in one of these bad boys. I can
Right.
ride into my first game of the year in one of these
Right.
bad boys. So let's go. Um, Clark's here tonight. He says, "Is this the I Hate Phil Castellini podcast?"
Podcast.
We're going to talk about that here in just a minute.
I'm
Cortland,
surprised we didn't name the episode "The Reds Are Relocating" just to get the people worried, because
yeah,
based off these comments we're going to talk about here in a little bit, you would maybe think that. But
yeah,
anyways,
maybe.
what were you saying?
How have you been?
Not bad. Brienne is currently not feeling the best, so I was taking care of Brooks and jumped on right at the last second. So if I jump off, I have a pizza in the oven. If Brienne falls asleep, I might have to go get that out of the oven. So other than that, yeah, not bad. My spring break started technically today, so I was off today, and I got to get some stuff done around the house and run around town a little bit. And yeah, other than that, excited for the weekend. Bunch of family gatherings for Easter, and feel better, Cortland's wife. Thanks, Clark. I'll let her know that. She might
Very
be
nice.
watching right now downstairs or passed out on the couch. So if not, I'll let her know.
But yeah, so you're on spring break this week.
Yep.
That tells me we're gonna go golfing. I knew it.
No, probably not. My brother's also coming into town this weekend, which was unexpected, and he lives 14 hours away. So
where's he living now?
New Orleans.
Okay. Oh, is he coaching down there?
Yeah, he is coaching in a city outside of the town, but he was at the Pelicans game last night when they beat the Spurs.
Good game to
we
be
were
at.
We were snapping each other.
Nice. All right, so let's just jump into it. We'll get to the games in a minute. Hang on. Clark says, "Don't worry, I've already called the fire department and poison control. They're on their way to Cortland's house." That's very nice. Very proactive.
Yeah, he is.
Too.
He is very.
Better be proactive than reactive. All right, so we just got to get right into it, though. Opening day should be a joyous occasion for everybody in Cincinnati. But this doofus in the photo, if you're watching the show, if you're listening, then there is no photo. But this doofus, Phil Castellini, decided, I'm gonna ruin everyone's day on opening day.
Yep.
And Cortland, do you want to take this quote, or do you want me to take it?
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right, it's a big one. This is a big quote that he said on 700 WLW on the morning of opening day. Cortland, take it away.
Well, where are you going to go? Let's start there. Sell the team to who? That's the other thing. You want to have this debate? If you want to look at what would you do with this team to have it be more profitable, make more money, compete more in the current economic system that the game exists, it would be to pick it up and move it somewhere else. And so be careful what you ask for. I think we're doing the best we can with the resources that we have. But we're no more pleased with the results than the fans. I'm not sitting here saying anyone should be happy. I'm not polishing trophies in the office right now. And that's what we're here to do. But, the bottom line is, and I do think we've had to shift the discipline. We've tried a lot of things that didn't work. They came this close to working and they didn't. Nobody's going to tell me it didn't work. I think we've learned from those things. And trust me, Nick is a guy on a mission. He is a bull in a china shop that has his way to do it. And that's the way, ways to grow your own. And he's doing just that.
Yeah. So he made these comments on WLW early Tuesday morning. Everyone knows this by now. Excuse me. But so the fans immediately were just like, okay, F this guy, right? Like, this guy is dead to us now. And then WLWT had a chance to interview him on the field. That's where this photograph is from. And they said, hey man, like, do you want to clarify what you said? Like, this is you've kind of ruffled some feathers. And instead of walking it back or consulting anybody, that's taken a PR class or knows anything about how to behave in public, he doubled down on it. Yeah. So he kind of had this mindset of like, I'm God's gift to Reds fans in Cincinnati and just suck it up.
Yeah.
I don't know if you listen to any of the John Boy media productions, but not talking baseball, just baseball or something like that. Oh no, wait, what's it called? It's the one with Chris Rose and Trevor Plouffe.
I think it's just baseball.
Just baseball. Okay. Yeah, the ones Chris Rose and Trevor Plouffe, they did. I sent it to you last night, Cortland. I don't know if
Yeah,
you watched it, but
yeah,
they eviscerated him
yeah.
during that part. I mean, they just ripped him to shreds.
Which
And I mean, and rightfully so. And will he ever see it? I don't know. I don't know how tuned in he is to the world around him. He could be in a bubble
apparently,
where everyone's like, "Hey, Phil, everyone loved what you had to say on Tuesday."
I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
though, because the stuff he said, he's obviously been taking everything kind of to heart. Like with one, Castellanos making comments, and two, the whole thing before the season started, sell the team, Phil, like it was the trending thing going on. And it's just weird because like he obviously takes a lot of interest in it. I think a lot more than other owners of other franchises of either baseball, football, basketball, anything do. Like you said, it's just more of a professional thing. Like I'm sure he has feelings about it. And again, yeah, like not to side with him, but yeah, it'd be tough being an owner. But at the same time, like you just kind of got to take what is given
Let
because
me get
that's the
my money and wipe my tears off my face.
right. I mean, like that's the job. So I mean, if you're not winning and you're not spending money, what do you think people are going to be upset about it? And you're the one that can spend the money to win.
Yep.
You're going to be at the forefront of it. But yeah, no, it was weird that he doubled down because then he went on later, and I feel we've had owners say stuff like, just kind of like, oh, they make a wrong comment, but like,
Well, they think we're stupid.
right, they
I
kind
mean,
of
they've
patronize
got
you,
this money, so they're smart. They know what's best.
or whatever the word is,
What?
patronize.
Patronize, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, that sounds crappy, but like
right.
we're poor and we're dumb to them. I mean, that's just how it is. It's how it always has been. It's how it's probably always going to be. So, what do we know? We know nothing about owning a baseball team. And he's right. I don't have billions of dollars to
Right.
own one. However, I know what success looks like when it comes to baseball, and this ain't it.
It's for him to say we've tried things and they haven't worked. I really don't know what he's talking about that has been tried.
I wonder if
Like,
he's talking about grabbing a couple relievers at the deadline last year instead of 2 months before when they really needed them.
I mean, probably that would be the
Yeah.
only thing that I can think of. I mean, because other than that, we have not did anything in forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Clark's comment to people listening, his apology was crap too. That's what I was getting to. He came back on the same day and
This was a text.
apologized.
No, he didn't come on anywhere. He issued a statement through the Reds PR.
No. He did. He came
Oh,
back
he
on
did?
live. He came
Oh, I
back
didn't
on
know that.
live, and he was
Okay.
like, "We're not going anywhere." He was making all those comments of like, "This is Cincinnati. This is baseball town." Blah 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 blah. Like right after uh, that, like that was like the first initial, but then that night or the next day, he did the actual PR
Yeah.
apology. So yeah, he tried to backtrack himself, but it was so terrible. Like I would have rather him did the PR thing and that been it. But he was like, "Yeah, this is baseball's town, and we love our baseball, and we're not going anywhere. This is a team for the fan." Like, just a bunch of BS that
Yeah.
he just completely lied about because he just said the opposite when he was talking about it before. So I don't know. It's, but yeah, go ahead. Go
Of
with
all
the
the
PR apology.
days though for him to act like a clown, I just don't know why
I
he
know,
picked opening day. Like,
and
come
it's
on,
not.
man.
And I'm a casual fan. I mean, I've always watched the Reds. I've grown up going to a bunch of games, but like it's the fact that uh, even on the outside looking in, the Reds are the first team in baseball, and they do opening day better than anywhere else. It's its
Yep.
own major thing, and yeah, like to do it after the game would have even been better. Don't do it that morning of. I was listening to WLW because I was driving in my car when the game was on my way home from work.
Yeah.
Like don't do it on the main thing that has been everybody's like thing to the Reds that they listen to. Like it was just, I don't know. It's crazy.
Did you see Bob Castellini sit down with John Sadak for like a minute?
No,
I mean, I don't know. It's like he doesn't even know who's on this team. He had like a piece of paper, like reading off names of people who are good. I don't know, but okay, I'm gonna read you his issued apology. Okay, so
okay.
this is gonna be a really long segment. It's a really long apology. Give me 1 second. All right. I apologize to Reds fans and regret the comments that I made earlier today. We love this city, we love this team, and we love our fans. I understand how our fans feel, and I'm sorry. That's it.
Yep.
So pretty weak. So on the same day, Jeff Passan of ESPN also did a story on cheap baseball teams, and the Reds were specifically targeted in this article. Now, this wasn't a retaliation to Phil Castellini's comments. It just happened to come out on the same day. Maybe it came out before and Phil saw it and said, you know what, I don't like that. But one quote stuck out was from Nick Castellanos, where he said, "What sucks is in a great city like Cincinnati, where the fan base is impeccable, it's suffocating because of ownership. I'm not saying that they are bad people. The system is bad." Yeah. I mean, Castellanos is right, and you could tell how frustrated he was getting last year.
But he's
with
still
everything.
frustrated now. That's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
generally,
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. The last two major free agents that left the Reds, Trevor Bauer and Nick Castellanos, both of them said the most fun they've ever had was their time in Cincinnati.
right,
Right. But there's a reason why they're not still there.
right,
Because they're cheap. So, I mean, I'm glad one of them's not there anymore because they're not even able to play right now. But, I mean, Nick Castellanos seemed like he really enjoyed it. It seemed like his family enjoyed it. I mean, it seemed like they really, gelled with the community. I mean, his son made the T-shirts that they sold at the ballpark. I mean, it was just such a great year, and it just wasn't enough. I don't know.
Well, I think like the guys like that, like it's not to say. I mean, yeah, Castellanos was close to getting MVP and he was an all-star. But like we kind of talked about that too. Is we were kind of afraid to lock him up for a long time, but like Cincinnati is that kind of a place that people like that. That's where they're supposed to be, like the community driven, and not the other players aren't community driven, but like you said, like his son making that thing, they sold the shirts in the stadium, they sold the crap out of those things. Like that's just the kind of connection that Cincinnati has with players that go out and try to do stuff. And I applaud Castellanos. Like I said, normally when people leave places that, especially if it was a bad situation, like you don't ever hear them talk about it ever again.
Yeah.
Like, but it really did kind of strike a nerve, and he's kind of sticking up for the fans of Cincinnati and the team and the city. So, I mean, hats off to him. I mean, he's keeping it going. So, and it's kind of brought a light. Now everybody, which Phil's comments didn't help himself, but like all of MLB now know, like, hey, Castellanos had that scuff last year with the owner, but now everybody can see why. So good for him.
Yep. All right, enough of that clown. Let's move on. So the Reds played the Braves for the opening series. If you want to check out our thoughts on that, we did post a video on YouTube a couple days ago. Be sure to check out our YouTube page. Subscribe to it. We're gonna start posting more pre-recorded content there. On some of our off days. We're gonna do one for the Padres coming up this weekend, and it'll go up on YouTube before Monday. So, but since it's Thursday, they just played the Guardians for their first home series of the year.
Yeah, that's same thoughts.
It,
I thought it was going to be, which I was a little bit like, I don't know, because the fact that the Guardians put up 27 runs at the two games before they played us.
You said that in the preview. Oh yeah, we also did a Guardians preview episode, and Cortland did say that. Now I will say I said that Tyler Naquin would hit the first home run at home, and he did. So
he did. He crushed it.
He did.
He crushed it dead center.
I'm telling you, that's. I mean, I think he. I don't think he shows it, but I think there's a little like always like, oh, I want to beat up my old team kind of a mentality.
I love Tyler Naquin. I liked him when he was on Cleveland. I liked watching him play when he was on Cleveland, and he's just that guy. Like you said, he's very quiet and he just plays, and I love that about him, and especially when he hits the absolute bombs. But yeah, no, they put up 27 runs the two games before they played us. So, do you want me to discuss game one?
Yeah, real quick, they have 45 runs scored on the year so far, and that's the most.
Jeez, that's probably missed by a lot.
I think honestly, because I mean, on paper, the Guardians are not that good.
No,
however, on the field they're very good. So
yeah, they're white hot right now, batting wise. Their pitching's doing well too. So I mean, but their bats are just unreal. So let's dive in. Game one, again, like I just said, they're white hot. We had Malley pitching for us, Shane Bieber, their stud, their star, their guy, pitching for them. So Malley comes in, pitches 4 innings, has 4 hits, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks. So not terrible. I mean, it wasn't an awful game for him at least. And then we come back and the bullpen gave up 6 more runs while striking out 4 and walking 3. So the bullpen kind of didn't necessarily blow up, but Again, I hate to say, because we talked about this. Me and Justin were texting about it, like when the game was going on. Like I was just being joking with Justin, saying like everybody's trash, bullpen's trash, rotation's trash. But if you look at it, I was kidding because really the Indians, or excuse me, the Guardians are just so white hot. Is it Quan? I don't know Quan's first
Steven
name.
Kwan, yeah, this dude is
He
nuts.
going into the first game, he was batting 692. He had
No
not struck
strikeout,
out, no
no
struck out,
strikeouts, no swinging strikes.
and he was 9 for 13. And Jose Ramirez, who they just paid the big bucks, he was batting like 365 going in, and I think he's still sitting there right now. I think Quan's still above 500. I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Then they have a couple other guys that were hitting, I think, above 300. So just crushing the ball. So I mean, the bullpen giving up 6 runs, yeah, it's a lot. But again, they're playing probably, and they are the most scoring team in baseball, so it's kind of a little bit more understandable. I feel comfortable with where we're at. This is the game that Justin said. Naquin hit his homer, which he called, and that kind of kept us in this game. And it broke up Shane Bieber's no hitter at the time when he hit it. But again, it wasn't enough because Ramirez he hit a grand slam to put the final nail in the coffin at the home opener. So he's definitely getting his money's worth right now. I'm sure Guardians fans are loving that they signed him long term. But he's kind of an opposite Votto. I will say that. Every year he seems to start hot or very consistent. He kind of tapers off, where Votto starts kind of cold and builds and builds and builds. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that was game one. So what about game two?
Yeah, so like I said, I was at game 2. Nick Lodolo made his MLB debut, highly anticipated. He had pitched really well last year in Double-A, went up to Triple-A, got beat up a little bit, but in very limited innings. And then this year in spring training, he looked great. So it's just time for him to come up. His very first pitch was a strike, although he did allow that runner to get on board or on base. I mean, although his first strikeout came against Stephen Kwan.
Yep,
And
got
he
him.
also got Stephen Kwan to make his first swinging strike. So that was kind of cool because I mean I know Stephen Kwan is new as well, but everyone's talking about him and just
Yeah.
how hot he started. And so it was nice. He did have a bit of a rough start, but I am not worried about it. And the reason for it,
No.
there was a rain delay.
Right.
And he was facing against the best offensive team in baseball as of right now, which is
Yeah.
just crazy that the Guardians are like that. But if you think about it, this Reds team at the moment is 2-4. They faced off against the World Series champs, the team that started the hottest, and they're about to go into LA and then San Diego. So let's just face it, April is not our month. It probably won't be until the Pirates start
Right.
coming into town. And even then, they beat, I think they beat the Cubs or the Cardinals or somebody once. I don't know. Yeah, but Lodolo did go 4 innings with 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. A little shaky, better than Sam Martin's start the other day. The bullpen gave up 2 more runs, struck out 6 total. The bullpen did. Fraley got his first homer as a Red. Stevenson knocked in another homer, and yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, they lost at home both games, so
Right.
at the moment they have no home wins. It's going to be a while before they come back home. They have 2 road series, I think, at least. There might be another series after the Padres that's away. But so it's going to be a while before the fans of Cincinnati get to go to a game and see a winning Reds team.
Right.
Like I said, April is
Not
I don't
our
know,
time.
not our month. But yeah, let's go ahead and give the Guardian series some grades. We're going to grade a couple players from the series. Tyler Naquin for me got an A. He hit the ball good on Tuesday, and he continued to hit it again on Wednesday. Dude just always just balls out when he's playing the Guardians. And honestly, he started off really good last year at the beginning and kind of came back to earth. And
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping he starts off good this year, except stays well. And then I'm going to give Lodolo a C. Because his first major league start, he did really well. I mean, he did okay, not really well. He did okay given the circumstances. It was raining. There was the delay. It was his first start. Good team. I think that I'm way more excited for his second start than I am this
Right.
last one.
Right.
Who are you giving grades to?
So I'm gonna give Mally, and again, Mally, I like him a lot, and I've never been like a super big hype guy about him,
I
but
love Tyler Malley.
I feel he did what he had to do. I mean, again, I think everything with the spring training being short, the lockout being 100 days, and also with facing the hottest team offensively so far in baseball, I give him a B. Give Tyler Malloy a B. I think he did his job. I think we could have obviously batted better. That's kind of been our thing as of late. I think our bullpen and our rotation is doing pretty well. But I give him a B for the game. I think if our bats could have been a little hotter, he might have could have even had an A. If we could have kept it closer, could have had him pitching maybe a little bit better. I don't know, just boosting his confidence a little bit. But no, not a bad game. Again, I want to see more from every pitcher so far. Not just I'm upset with them or anything. I just want more of a sample size because it's so fast. We're jumping into the season late, and spring training was short. We were like, oh man, everybody's looking great in spring training, but again, it was also short. So I'm with you. I want to see them go. And then for another guy, I'm giving a grade 2, Tyler Stevenson. I'm gonna give him an A. His bat was not terribly cold in the Brave series, but he's kind of stepped it back up. He is currently leading the Reds in terms of hits per at bat and with RBIs. He doesn't have the
Don't forget on opening day, he threw out 3 runners trying to steal second.
I was gonna say his defense has been fantastic too. There's nothing better. I know Barnhart. It was kind of sad to see him go because obviously the 2-time Golden Glove winner. It's always fun to watch him catch. Dude, Stevenson's. And I've said this before. I'm more of a fan of Stevenson's play style and his build as a catcher. I feel he can make those big defensive plays like a lot better and a lot more frequently. So he's batting 294. He has 6 RBIs, and his defense has been pretty much impeccable. So he gets an A for me.
Barnhart was liking a bunch of tweets about him throwing out those 3 runners.
Was
too,
he?
which is really
Good.
yeah. C. Trent pointed out that he had liked it, and then I went and looked, and he had liked a bunch of them. So
good.
It makes me sad.
Yeah, I know. At least it's the passing of the torch. So
it is. So tonight in less than in like an hour, the Reds start their 4-game series against the Dodgers in LA.
Let's go.
This will be tough.
Yeah, it will be tough, but I'm excited. I'm excited. I hate the Dodgers, and I hate teams that spend a bunch of money and then don't win. Like
Hang
at
on
least
now,
if
we
you're
just complained about the Reds not spending money.
well, no. I'm saying if you're going to spend, I want you to win. Like I would be just as upset if the Reds were blowing $600 million and we didn't do anything with it as I am not spending money. So
the Dodgers are 3-2 right now.
Yeah. So I think let's go. This is our time. Let's put this team in its place because they spend a bunch of money and we don't. I don't want to give Phil Castellini any more of a big head, but hey, if we can knock these guys off or take the series from them, I'm all for it.
Yeah. So they do start game 1 tonight. It's a little strange. Luis Cessa is starting for the Reds. You may know him as a bullpen arm who has not started a game in several years. On the year, he's 0-0 with a 0 ERA and 1 strikeout. He's taking on Walker Buehler from Lexington, Kentucky, who is 1-0 with a 3.60 ERA and 5 strikeouts on the year.
Do we know why Cessa's starting?
They're trying to give somebody an extra like a rest day or something. My guess is it's gonna be a bullpen day, and he's gonna be an opener, maybe 1 or 2 innings.
Okay.
Drew's back. What earlier Clark said, is it just me or does Aquino need to be cut? I think we're heading that way.
But man, dude, Tommy Pham's got to step it up. They keep putting him in for Pham in these lineups.
Pham did have a shortened spring training. I'm gonna cut him a little bit of slack.
I don't know, man. There's not a lot to give. No. Let me look at these numbers real quick. Hang on.
I'm gonna run down the game 1 while you do that. So against Walker Buehler, Votto is 3 for 11 with 4 walks. Farmer is 4 for 8 with 3 RBI. And no one else in the lineup has a homer, or no one in the lineup has a homer off of Buehler.
Gosh, dude.
What's up?
Just these batting averages.
Oh yeah,
they're so bad.
Drew says Aquino's on the outside looking in.
I know, man, and I hate it.
Yeah,
I want Tommy Pham to do good. I want Aquino to do good, but golly, I want Nick Senzel and freaking Mike Mostauskas to do good too. Good
Mike
Lord.
Who? Mike Wazowski?
Yeah, Mike freaking Wazowski. It might as well be
Mostauskas.
What'd I say? I
You
didn't
said
say
like
that.
I don't know what you said. It sounded weird.
I said Moustakas, didn't I? Or
I don't think it was
Did I say
Moustaphes. You
Moustaukas?
said
That's what I said.
Moustaphes.
But
Game 2 is going to see Vladimir Gutierrez, who currently has an 0-1 record of 4.15 ERA and 4 strikeouts, take on Tony Gonsolin, who has an 0-0 record with a 3.0 not
GP
GPA, ERA
3.0.
and 3 strikeouts. We've already hit that point in the season. It's done. We're done. This is the last show,
Yep.
guys. You take the next two, man.
Okay. So, well, and against Tony Gonsolin and his 3.0 GPA, India is 1 for India is 1 for 2 with an RBI, and Tommy Pham is 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. So hey, he might start getting some runs and hits in there. Going into Game 3, we see good old Hunter Green back on the mound. He is currently sitting at 1-0 with 5.40 ERA, and he has 7 strikeouts. So I look forward to seeing him again because as of right now, he's just as advertised. So he goes against Julio Urias, right? Correct? Urias. And he looks like garbage. He is 0-1 right now with a 13.50 ERA and 0 strikeouts. So that's good for us. Pham off of, say it again, the name.
Who are we talking about?
Urias.
Urias.
Pham is 3 for 10 with a homer, an RBI, and a walk. Stevenson's 1 for 2, and Moose is 1 for 3 with an RBI. And then going into Game 4, we see Tyler Mahle back. He's currently sitting at 1-0 with a 1.00 ERA and 11 strikeouts. Boom. And he's going up against Andrew Heaney.
Yep. Former Angel.
He currently has a 0.0 ERA with 5 strikeouts. So he's doing pretty well. Ooh, Mr. Alex Alley Green, that's the future. Yes, sir. I think I don't get too hyped on pitchers. I never have. I remember when Sonny Gray, when we went to that game, Justin, you were all hyped, and I was like, nope, I don't give a crap. Like, they can never impress me enough for me to get hyped. I am hyped for Hunter Green to play again. So, yeah. I mean, and Lodolo, like all of our young guys, I'm excited.
So this is not in the notes, but on the way up to Cincinnati yesterday, I listened to the Gym Day podcast with Joey Votto and with Hunter Green. There's 2 different ones. The Joey Votto one was
fantastic,
incredible, as always.
Comedic
and
gold,
then
I'm sure.
Comedic
gold, I'm sure.
Yeah, and then the Hunter Green one, amazing.
Really?
Yeah, it just seems like such a great guy. Like, I'm just so pumped that he's a Red and that he's in the big leagues now. So it's gonna be fun to watch his career. I just hope we don't ship him off for some prospects in a couple of years.
Oh, we'll see. Hey, maybe this year or what? Who knows?
Hey,
you know,
yeah, no. His asking price would be like astronomical.
Oh yeah, it would be unreal.
So I'm gonna be honest. We're gonna do some predictions here.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. I think given the current state of our hitting, how inconsistent it is, how inconsistent the pitching has been, the rotation, the bullpen, I think we might get 1 win against the Dodgers out of 4. Now I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I feel like they overperformed last year in LA, but we're talking about the best team money can buy in LA.
Right.
You have a team full of all-stars from the rotation down to the bullpen. I mean, they just picked up Craig Kimbrell, so they're down to the closer. Their lineup is stacked: Trey Turner, Freddie Freeman. Their weakest link is the former MVP and Cody Bellinger. So it's like this team, it's like not fair.
Right.
But I think we'll be lucky to get 1 win against the Dodgers.
1 win. Well, you know me. I'm optimistic.
You are you going for the sweep?
No. I won't go for the sweep this time as much as I want to. But I am saying that we will go 3-4. I'm basing this strictly off of the 2 pitchers, the one that has 0 strikeouts in the 13 ERA, and also the one that is sitting at 3.0 ERA and 3 strikeouts. Not a ton of strikeouts. ERA is not bad.
All right, you got to keep in mind Julio Urias. His velocity is down. Okay,
perfect.
But he is like a top 10 pitcher every year.
He's about to be a top 0 pitcher
if
when
he
we get a hold of him.
If he bounces back from that awful start in Colorado, we're in trouble.
Well, if we bounce back, from the awful series against the Guardians, they're in trouble. So
that's right.
Who are you rooting for here, Justin? The Dodgers or the Reds? So, anyways,
Drew's picking 2 of 4
2 of
for
4.
the
I'd
Reds.
be comfortable 2 of 4. My optimism's at the 3 of 4. I want to say a sweep, but I'm going to be realistic. So
And Alexander says that his change is nasty. I'm assuming he's talking about Urias and his changeup.
probably. Did I trade you Urias in fantasy
You did
baseball?
for you, Darvish, and John Means, who's gonna have his. I'm not smiling because I'm smiling because I traded him to you, but he's gonna have to have Tommy John. It
Hey,
looks like.
Darvish has been doing perfectly fine for me. So
Well, yeah,
good old you
yeah, Darvish
and
is pretty
you.
good.
But
You
yeah,
and you.
3/4, and we're back after the series, boys.
Yeah. All right. Let's jump into some injury notes real quick. Tommy Pham was injured during a collision with Nick Senzel in the outfield on opening day.
I'm surprised it wasn't Nick Senzel was injured with a collision
Hey,
with Nick
I'm
Senzel,
glad it wasn't. I need him to be healthy.
Nick Senzel. You made me lose my train of thought. Collision with the ground because he can't field.
Yeah. But he is day to day. He is not in the lineup tonight, but he also has been put on the IL. So my guess is he's going to pinch hit tonight, and then they're
Dude, what
going to
if
put
they
him on
get
the
rid of
IL
him?
tomorrow.
What if they drop him? What if they designate for him assignment?
Oh my gosh, they're not going to do that.
Dude, they
Who was
might
it
do
that they
that.
did that with when they got hurt?
Was it
Who
Aquino?
was? No, they got hurt. It was like last year. They got hurt. They sat for so long. They let him come in and pinch hit, and then they're like, actually, he needs to go on the IL. It may have been Moose.
It might have been because they were going to do it with India, but they didn't
Drew
do it.
Drew said, "Did you all get Apple TV Plus so you can watch all the games?" So I already had Apple TV Plus. I think you did too, right?
I do, but it is free for the
Yep.
first couple of weeks. So we want to push that. The Reds are on the next 2 Fridays.
Yep.
So you will get it for free, I believe, for the next 2 weeks. Now they might take it off the third week. I don't know. I haven't heard, but I've been trying to keep up with it. At least this week's free. So
Yep.
and then we're not on it anymore. So we don't have to worry about it.
It's gonna be on one of the Peacock games at like 11 in the morning pretty soon.
And
I will say,
it's
huh?
yeah,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say Apple TV Plus, it was pretty great.
Yeah, the Apple TV Plus broadcast is nice.
Yeah.
The camera. I actually had a game. I had the Reds up on one side, and I had the other game up on the other on Apple TV, and the camera quality was just so
It
crisp.
was so good. It was so good. And they do this thing where they're putting statistics,
Probabilities and
real
stuff.
time probabilities on the bottom right corner of the screen as the batter's up. So when their count changes, so if they go 2-1, their probability increases based off how well they hit and how well the pitcher pitches. Like it
Yep.
was, I loved it. Oh, it was so good.
I did too.
I couldn't have asked for anything better. So
Back to the injury report.
back to the injury
Castillo
report.
has been throwing bullpen sessions, so hopefully he'll go on a minor league assignment soon. Mike Minor and Lucas Sims are both on rehab assignments and both got beat up pretty good by minor league pitching. So
is Minor the one that you said would not play this year? In the bowl
no,
predictions?
Dunn, the guy from
Harry from Dumb and
Justin
Dumber.
Dunn.
Oh.
All right. So do you want to take the last piece there?
So again, like we talked about on the upcoming schedule, we're taking on the Dodgers starting tonight at like 9:40, I believe, in LA. And then tomorrow they will be on the Apple TV Plus broadcast. Highly recommend checking it out. Again, we're not on it after these next 2 weeks, but the metrics and the things they did, I would love every game to be broadcasted like that. Even if the camera quality wasn't what it is on normal TV with those metrics, I'd love it. It'd be perfect. So that's this Friday, coming up tomorrow. So then we will have our series preview for the Padres this Sunday. We will put that up this Sunday.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Better Off Reds, to get notified when that goes up. We don't have an exact time yet. Oh, Drew says you're an idiot. He says Dodgers are at 10:10. He also says that the Peacock game is May 29th versus the Giants. So, but yeah, subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get notified of those. Oh yeah, of those videos that we put up that are not live. Okay, guys. Drew also said, "Ha ha ha, Cortland, you fool."
Twice. He used two of them. He didn't just use one of them.
Yeah, I know. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next Thursday with our live show. And like Cortland just said, Sunday with our series preview for the Padres. And go Reds. Cortland, anything you want to say?
No, again, like we said, like and subscribe to the YouTube. We think the new stuff we're doing is good and we like it and we hope you like it. And if not, please leave us comments and tell us that you don't like it and we'll change it up. We want to make you guys happy. So
tell us what you want and we will provide that for you.
You want us to juggle? I'll learn to juggle. I mean, whatever.
I can't juggle.
Ooh, Drew
Drew
said he's
says,
I don't think that's
Drew
right.
says, "Love you guys. I'm your biggest
Clark
fan." I'm gonna
is
frame
Clark
that.
Clark
I'm
is the
gonna
biggest.
edit that to say, "Amir Garrett, I love you."
Do it. Oh, yeah, that'd be so funny.
I
That'd be
would be.
great. We'll share it
All
all
right,
over.
everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.
So, yeah.